Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of this hardcore Ironman Let's Play series. I'm Aday, and this is Iron Aday, and we have done a little bit of work in between episodes today. We organised the bank. One of my viewers on the stream told me that my bank gave him anxiety, so I decided might as well clean it up. And it was annoying me a bit too because I couldn't find anything at all. So we've tidied everything up. So we can kind of organise things into little bits of intersections. Nothing amazing, very preliminary. It'll get better once we get rid of a whole bunch of this shit because it's just useless. But for now, it'll do. And while I was going through my bank, I found an easy clue scroll, which we'll end up doing eventually. I don't know when, maybe after the cooking grind, but we'll see how we go. Maybe I'll get bored. So we're going to go through this bank a little bit. We didn't really go through it the last episode, so after the organisation decided, hey, let's go through it. So this is what we're looking at runes-wise. We've got a few runes. At the end of the last episode, we traded in our fourth cat, third on that episode, which got us to 800. We did end up picking up another cat on our way to Thieves' Den, or Rogue's Den, sorry, not Thieves' Den. The thieving minigame's just over there, though. And so we're working on the 1k death rune total. We've gotten a fair little bit of runes coming along, including the pure essence, which is quite nice. And we also put a couple of rune crafting things in here too, and some teleport things to make it easy to get around. And then we have the food tab. The food tab is not just food for me to eat while training, it's also food to train with. In terms of cooking. So we've got all our cooking, our raw food in here, and everything else will end up in here eventually. We'll probably end up just moving the good food over into the main tab, like I do on my main, but for now it'll just do there. And over in here we've got our, well, I think I call it a utility bank tab, where it's just all the stuff that you need every now and then. Yeah, your pickaxes, your spades, your buckets, your molds, all that sort of stuff, just all in the one tab. Then we have the skilling tab. The skilling tab's just got everything I use for skilling in the one. Eventually I'll sort it out again so all the logs are in the same spot, but at least for now it's in the same area. And then we've got the combat or the training tab, which has got everything used for combat. Nothing really special in here. We've got our 80 plate body and our 80 plate legs from the last episode, as well as the steel full helm and the fantastic leather body. It's so lucky to have that. And then we got the treasure trail tab, which has just got a few things in it for now, nothing big. I think that one's just in there because it's needed for a clue. I can't remember, but I popped it in there anyway. This is by far the most cancer tab. This is just the quest tab. I know that I have gone through and I have picked up a whole bunch of quest items that I will need for the future in this tab. Well, they were in my bank, and I popped everything quest related into this tab, and I'm just going to hold it here until I get a better grasp of what I actually need and don't need. Especially on an Ironman, it's important to keep as much as you can, because you never know when you're going to need it, and it's always a pain in the ass to go and get it. So we'll just hold on to these for now, and we'll see how much we can clean it up while working through quests and stuff, which I'll cover in a second. This is the junk tab. This is just stuff that I don't know why I have it, but I have it, and I'll probably get rid of it eventually. This is the herb lore tab and the potions tab. Got a few things hanging out in here. Nothing really amazing, just all the herbs I got from Winter Todd and a couple other random potions I picked up along the way. We will deal with that as we need potions. I'll have to pick up some more vials. And then we got the farming tab. I probably don't need a whole tab for this, but keeping seeds out of the way makes my brain a little bit less anxious when it comes to bank space, because there's always so many different types of seeds as well as so many different seeds. So we will we'll sort all that out as we go. So that's the bank at the moment. Again, nothing too special. I think last episode we started at like 2.58, 2.52 mil, and now we're at almost 3 mil. I think the majority of that, no, I think majority of that has come from the death runes, honestly. I don't know why I went to the fish straight away. It easily, no doubt, comes from the death runes that we picked up along the way from our kit and dealings. So that's a total bank of 3 mil to start episode 2. We'll take a look at it at the end of the episode 2, most likely, to see how much progress we've made this episode. Quests wise, we've done a few quests. We've got 82 quest points up there, so we'll go through and see which ones we've done now. So we've done some of the free-to-play quests. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Some of the free-to-play quests. Nothing too amazing happening here. We've started Dragon Slayer. I don't think we've actually... Yeah, we've just spoken to the Champions Guild guy, so we still haven't even done anything on that quest yet. So we'll get to that in good time. We'll scroll down through so we can see what we're at as a baseline. Started some stuff, haven't started other stuff, and when we come to the members quests, there's a few just small quests we've picked up along the way to help make things a bit easier. Client of Corrend, obviously, to get the double favor, dig site, druidic ritual to start the herb lord, so we can get XP easier, especially for XP lamps. I don't think you can put XP lamps on herb lore until you start or finish this quest. Sorry, so we did that. Dwarf Cannon for the easy XP, same thing with Elemental Workshop. All of these ones here. Gertrude's Cat, obviously, to get the cats. Grand Tree, Haziel Cult. Holy Grail was started. I don't know how... Yeah, so we just started it. We haven't done anything else on it. Jungle Potion, Lost Tribe, Merlin's Crystal, Monk's Friend, Murder Mystery, Observatory Quest, Plague City. We did Priest and Peril last episode, so we can do that medium clue scroll, which was definitely worth it. We've started Recipe for Disaster. I don't think we... No, so we've literally just started it. We did the recruitment drive, which I assume is also the reason why I am a female. Still, I'll have to go fix that eventually. Sea Slug, Sheep Herder, Shiloh Village, obviously, because we were hanging out in there a lot last episode. Tourist Trap, Tree Gnome Village, Tribal Totem, Waterfall Quest, Witch's House, and we did the Abyss mini quest, and we've started some of the others. And we've done the RD easy, which is why we could use the cape last episode. I think that was one of the first things I did on this account, so we could get over to the RD side of the map easier, rather than having to run through White Wolf Mountain every time. And also, correction from last episode, I called Ice Mountain White Wolf Mountain. That's my bad. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because I'm an idiot. So deal with it. And then over here we've got 25% Hesidius, and we got 100% Piscarilius. I don't know why we ended up doing that, but I'm sure if we were to look at the tasks here, what did we end up doing it? The grubs on the beach, I'm pretty sure is what we ended up doing. I think we ended up doing it that because it was the hardest one, and I think when we started this hardcore Ironman, it was they didn't update it, so you still had to get 100% in a house before you could start anything else. So I think that's what it was. I think that's why we did the hardest one first. I'm not too sure though. So that's all the quests and a little rundown of the account to start episode 2. I think what we're going to do this episode, or at least to start this episode, is we will do the cooking. Do the cooking that we on the fish that we got from last episode. Bump up that cooking level a bit, and we'll see how we're going. I forgot how easy cooking was. We've done less than 5 inventories. We did 108 anchovies there, and we went from 14 to almost 21 cooking. So now that we're I think it is 20 cooking, or is it 15? I think it's 15 for trout. Now that we've got all the trout, we can start going through that, and we've got 2.3k ish of them. So this should be... Oh, that's not a good start. We should be good to get a lot of levels out of these trout. So at the start of literally our 3rd inventory after the last recording, we are at 25 and we can now cook our salmon. But I don't know whether we will. I think we might just cook the trout and see where it gets us, and then move on to the next thing. But good thing is I've got a fairly long amount of time to think about it. So we'll see how we fare after we finish all these trout. So as I was finishing up this inventory and feeding my cat, Flipper from the pinball minigame decided to come over, and after I slapped a couple of pinball thingies around, I got 5 cut rubies. So it's quite nice. I'll add that to the skilling collection there. Enjoying the rest of this, and we'll just where is it? Here. Keep on going with the cooking. At the moment we're at 32. There is the big 4-0 in the cooking, and now we can cook cakes and lobbies, although we won't need to cook cakes anytime soon. It's nice that we can get some lobbies done. I think that's probably where we'll end up going for food, unless we go for the old monkfish straight away. So I think we're just going to keep going for now, and see how bored I get soon. So last night, while playing RuneScape with my girlfriend, I finished off all the trout there. I think it was just under 2,200 trout we cooked in total, and you can see there the ratio between burn and cooked, and we got ourselves to 54 cooking. So it's not bad. It's a little bit behind fishing, but from memory, it usually is a little bit behind fishing in terms of the cooking the fish that you get from fishing. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'll have to take a look at the plan, or the lack thereof of a plan, or make a plan, and go from there. So after having a quick think about it and trying to figure out where I want to go next, originally I was thinking about going and doing barbarian fishing so I can get my agility level up as well. But then I thought, if I'm going to be getting agility up, I should probably just end up getting graceful at the same time, mainly because getting to 40 agility means I can do Canopus course, and they're pretty good for the marks of grace to get the full graceful. But at the same time, I'm also sick of running out of run, and I know it's going to save me a lot of time in the future when doing quests and such. So I think I'll go over and do a little bit of an agility grind at this point in time. I don't know what level I want to go for, but I know I want it higher than what it is currently. So I'm going to make my way over to the Varrock rooftop agility course and start grinding out there. So before we go over to Varrock agility course and start grinding that out, I went over to Karamja and got about 500 of these Karambwangis so that I don't have to worry about keeping fish in my inventory for my cat. And also at the same time, our kitten turned into a cat. So while we're here, let's hand it in and get ourselves the big stack of 1,000 death runes. 200 death runes right there. Awesome. Cool. So now let's teleport over to Varrock and we can get started on the agility grind. So we managed to grind from 34 agility up to 40 in the space of about an hour and a bit last night doing the Varrock course, and we got ourselves 18 marks of grace. So now it's time to move on to the Canopus agility course, where hopefully we'll get a little bit more marks of grace, and also it's time to feed the cat. So quite literally, what, one jump into the second lap, we've got our first mark of grace on the Canopus course. So I'm hoping that it kind of keeps that pace up for the entire grind. I don't even know where I want to go with this. I just want to get some graceful gear and get some agility levels. But we also managed to complete a medium task in the Mauritania area. And to be honest with you, I think this is what achievement diaries are supposed to be like. You just randomly get it while doing things. But on my main, I started before all of the achievement diaries were a thing. You know, the only one that was there was Karamja, and it was crap. So I never really did them properly. I actually had to go out and purposefully go and complete the diary tasks in order to get the rewards. So it's going to be interesting playing the account for the first time since that's come out, to see how it actually feels, what achievement diary is actually supposed to feel like. So far at the Canopus agility course, I've gone from 40 to 42 agility, and at the moment I'm halfway to 43. And I came to Canopus at level 40 with about, I believe it was something about 16 marks of grace, and in between 40 and 42 agility, I decided to do a little bit of keeping record of exactly what was going on in terms of the marks of grace rate with Canopus, because you know those stats might be out there on the internet, but I just wanted to do the math for myself for fun. And it came out to be that out of the 32 laps I did between 40 and 42 agility, I came out with 12 marks of grace, which put me a total of 28. And that is a pretty good drop rate for marks of grace. It's amazing actually when you think about it compared to other courses, especially the Varick course. I went from 32 or 34 agility to 40, and I only got 16. And in the space of 2 levels of Canopus, I basically almost beat that. So that's a pretty good drop rate for marks of grace. The only issue is that I managed to fail probably about 20 to 30 times across this course between 40 and 42 agility, which on average you'd probably say it's about you're failing once per lap. So failing once, having to come back and restart it again, and then finishing it, and then starting the second lap. And that's not too bad. In fact, I managed to fail so many times on lap 29 that I managed to get 2 marks of grace on lap 29 alone, because I'd get to like here, and then I'd have and then I'd just fail. I'd fail this one, have to run back and start again, and I'd end up getting a mark of grace when I came back through. So that's a little bit of an insight as to how good Canopus drop rates are. And I know this is subjective because, you know, there is a specific drop rate, and, you know, you could get lucky and get more, and you could get unlucky and get less, but this is a good little first-hand experience as to how good Canopus is at dropping marks of grace. Our kitten has now fully grown into a cat, so we're here to trade it in for some more death roots. There we go. And now we head back to Canopus to actually no, first we got to go to Varrock and get ourselves another cat. So let's just do that very, very quickly. So far we are at 43. We're like 1 lap off of 44 agility, and we've gotten ourselves 42 marks of grace, which is pretty good. And there we go, that is 44 agility, and we can now use the Trollheim Advanced Cliffside Scramble. I'm assuming that's the one that allows you to get up to the one of the ones that gets you to the top of the mountain where you teleport in. Originally I thought it was the farming one, and then I thought no, that's way too low for something that good, so yeah, it has to be the one on the mountain. With that last lap of the agility course, we've now gotten to 45 agility. We can do some shortcuts in the elf area and on Zaya, and I think that is where we will end the episode. We started at 32 or 34 agility, and we got to 45 agility, and we got up to 49 marks of grace. So that's a pretty good effort, and I think that's mostly because of Canopus course. And in total, I'll do this. And to end the episode, I think we started at about 3.01 mil, and now we're up to 3.63 mil in the bank, so it's a good effort. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and leave a comment down below with any feedback or any observations. Cheers.